Right. Good evening and welcome back to this session on the crack detection. Okay. The last session we have watched a video and we have seen the inspection person's attitude. So we are going to take that as the basis to get into an activity now. Okay. This activity is going to be a fun for you. It also bring up the child behavior in the adult learners. Okay, and the activity is basically engaging the inspection person's attitude to do this activity, basically. So it's more like a puzzle, which I will show you up, and then you should be seeing that. So let's go into the instructions of it. So what I need is, I need you to get into the groups of, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 6, we got 6 of them. So get into the group of 2s by the count of 1, 2, and 3. So from my right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So all the 1s, could you please form a team 1 in this table here? The 2s, can you move over to the center there and form a team 2? And the 3s over here, please. Right? So each team, I'll provide you with the activity or the resource 5, which is the puzzle. And the objective of this activity is to find the hidden objects in this picture in here. Okay. The hidden objects are the ones that's over the person's head. So these items are all inside this picture, so which is what you need to find. The other thing is, while you are finding the hidden objects, you need to take note of the inspection person's attitude, as to what attitude are you using to find this hidden items. Okay? So I want you to also discuss with your team to understand the inspection person's attitude, and also the find the hidden items in it, and then you got to mark it as well. Okay? So the hidden items, if you want to locate it, once you locate it, you mark it by drawing a circle and then using a red marker pen. Okay, the time to complete this activity is about 4 minutes. Okay, so I've made sure there are red markers in there, so there should be 2 red markers for each in each of the tables, so you could use that. I'll pass you the resources now. Okay, this is for your team. This is for your team.
Can we start?
Just wait for instructions.
Wow.
Okay, you may start now. You may start now. So you have 4 minutes to finish. 2 minutes to go.
Done.
Okay. Right. So let's wrap it up in another 1 minute. Is it okay?
More time, more time.
Right. 30 seconds more. Done? Okay. Time's up.
Yeah.
It's all right. That's that's a part of the activity. Right. So let's look at the answers. So this is where all the hidden items are. Okay. You got it right?
Yes.
Okay. So which one was the one that you left out?
We got all. Oh, the
Except
globe and
the globe is here.
ball. Yeah. The globe is here.
The ball is here.
The toothpaste.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Toothpaste.
Toothpaste is here in between.
Oh. Okay. Very good.
Right? Okay. So with that, so can you discuss among yourselves? So what attitude were you using during this activity? I'll give you a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, then we will talk about it. The attitude that you used for getting this activity done.
Meticulous of run through systematic up down into correct systematic
Okay?
okay.
Right. So team 1, do you want to share?
We had a pretty systematic approach.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
good.
the attitude we got was to be systematic. So in that sense, it
Uh,
rubs off as detail oriented.
right.
We must look at
That's right.
the whole picture,
Okay.
stand back and look at everything and not just zoom into.
Try to comb every area.
Okay. How about your team?
We very detailed. We go through section by section.
Good. You're almost there, but let's look at the details that you need, or the attitudes that you need to be an inspection person. Okay. So one is being focused. You need to be focused while you're doing this activity, or even for the case of inspections. Okay. Next is paying attention to details. So you need to be very sharp in looking at each and everything. Okay? Criticality in the inspection. So you need to critically look at each and every details of it, so that then you will be able to find all the items. Okay. Next is teamwork. So if you are helping among each other, then you would have got the things done much faster. And time pressure, working under pressure. Good. That, it's not only that. So the inspection person's attitude is also to ensure the safety and the integrity of the plant. Okay. So let's go on. So how do you feel after this activity? I mean, what kind of feeling did you have, and what made you to have that feeling? The team?
Take the task very seriously.
Good. And what was the
Teamwork and focus is very important. We
okay.
help each other out.
Very good. How about yours?
Feel you have to cover. The feeling is you know you have to cover everything up, but then it's a mess. So
Yeah.
you like wow. Then you have to go and find the picture whether is it correct or wrong.
In real life, that is what will happen when you're doing an inspection. because you will have parts which you don't know what their conditions are.
Oh.
And what you need to do is you're required to do the inspection at the earliest possible, but you have to pay attention to details and then focus on it to ensure that after your inspections you can really certify the part is good or bad.
Okay.
Right. So what conclusions can we draw from this activity? Do you want to? Kapsen, do you want to say something about it?
Teamwork and coordination.
Okay.
We need to act as a team to identify the problems.
Right.
So it's not just looking at your own thing and then not
We need to communicate.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
You need to have a systematic way,
Yeah. That's
right? So
also
that you can cover all the.
systematic is one approach you can do it so that you could cover all the areas and then you could find everything. Right. Right. So how do you intend to apply these attitudes that you got from this? It's okay. Do you want to?
Huh? No, no, I'm sorry. Listen.
It's all right. Because the other learners will be
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
So how do you intend to apply this knowledge of the inspection person's attitude and then in your workplace or wherever?
So when we are checking, we need to be. You must have the attitude that you must be focused and cover all the possible areas.
Right. Okay. So what you could do is like whatever you have done through this activity, the teamwork and other aspects, you can bring that over in your workplace and then you can ensure that things that you're doing are very good. Okay. Right. So let's move on to the next one. Is the methodology of how we do the crack detection. Okay. So there are about 8 steps in doing that. So the first step will be to do a pre-clean. So when you receive a part, you need to do a pre-clean. So you're going to clean the entire surface with a cleaner and with a cloth. Okay, so you see here, so the part is full of contaminants and it's partially cleaned, and then the last stage is you have it thoroughly cleaned. Right? And the cracks are open, and then the cracks are like, it opens up so that you could perform the inspection on it. Right? So the second step is step 2. You're going to apply the red dye by spraying on the surface of the part. Okay, so that's how you do it. So you spray the red dye across the entire surface of the part. Okay, so you can do it from left to right or right to left, whichever it is, and then you got to make sure you cover the entire surface of the part. Okay. Third step is dwell. So you need to allow the dye to soak on the surface of the part for about 10 minutes. Okay. So what happens during this soaking is that the dye that's on the surface of the part will slowly get into the crack. So you could see the progression of the dye that's moving into the crack as time goes by. Okay. Remove. That's the 4th step, where you remove the excess penetrant from the surface of the part. Okay, so that is, you do it by pouring the water and drying it with the cloth. So you're going to just tilt the part, then pour the water, and eventually the water will then remove the excess dye, and then eventually you got to dry it with the cloth. Okay. So the 5th step is to develop. You need to apply the developer by spraying on the surface of the part. Okay? So you're going to apply the even coat of developer across the entire surface of the part, and then you could do it from the left to right or right to left, whichever manner it is, but then you've got to ensure that there is an even coating. Observe. So that's the step number 6. You've got to allow 3 minutes for the developer to absorb the red dye. So you can see here, the red dye gradually comes out from the crack onto the developer region. Are you able to see it? So it's here. So progresses bit by bit, then eventually comes out as a big indication. Okay? Inspection. Inspection is the step 7, where we inspect the entire surface of the part. Okay, so this is one of the part which we have gone through the step 7, and then this is the final product that is for your ready for your inspection. So are you guys able to tell where the cracks are?
Yes.
The ones that's with the red lines are the ones with the cracks. So I have another part as well. And for this one, can someone tell where are the cracks? Or how many cracks do you have in it?
The whole thing is cracked. No matter.
Good thought process, but actually the crack is not that. The crack should be on the developed
part
region.
itself.
So it's here.
Oh.
Okay? So yeah, that's the inspect. The last step is post-clean. So for post-clean, you have, because you have applied all the chemicals on the part, so you have to remove all the chemicals. So you have to remove it with the cleaner as well as the cloth, wiping it with cloth, and so eventually you'll get a clean final part. Okay, like that. So this is the entire crack detection methods, step 1 to step 8. So remember, there are 8 steps. So it starts with pre-clean, apply, dwell, remove, develop, absorb, inspect, and post-clean. Okay. I've circled the pre-clean and the post-clean. Can anyone say why I would have circled that?
Important?
Yes. It's very important, sirs, because you need to have a good part to perform a good inspection, and when you are returning the parts to the customer, you got to return it as a clean part. You can't return your part with the chemicals that we have applied on it. Good? Right, so these are the references from where I've taken all these presentations. Do we have any questions? Right. We all are adult learners, we should be having some questions, right? Are we good with all the steps for the crack detection methods?
Yes.
Right. Are we okay with the inspection person's attitude?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Right, so that comes to the end of the presentation. And thank you.
Okay, thank you. 49 seconds more.